Okay, hello, happy new year everybody. So before the video starts, I want to preface a couple things, only because the video ended up becoming something else other than I expected it to be. There's a couple things I want to say before we move on. First and foremost, if you're somebody who isn't a fan of hearing people yapping basically, then now's your warning. You can go ahead and leave this video and watch some other video now, because this entire video is me just yapping in my car here. So just wanted to say that as a bit of fair warning before it all starts. The second thing I want to say is this is not scripted. This video is completely candid for a very valid reason, which I'm about to say soon. In fact, what I'm saying right now, even this is unscripted, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I have a bad habit. I'm aware of my bad habit of kind of just rambling, and I know that that's kind of not the most organized way of speaking, especially when you have a time crunch like I did today. So the video that you're gonna soon see is taken from my lunch break today. So anyway, when you're on a time crunch and when you don't have a script and everything, it gets kind of, for me at least, it gets kind of muddy organizing the information I want to convey. So for that, first and foremost, apologies in advance for being unscripted and for being just completely candid. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but basically everything I talk about in this video is stuff I had previously planned to convey in a you know, organized way, information I wanted to share with the world. So there's a lot of really personal, private stuff, and I do try to keep it as depersonalized as possible. I don't know if that is a word, but I try my best to keep you know, keep it respectful, I guess. You'll see what I mean. You'll see soon. I'm trying my best to keep this prologue, I guess you can call this, trying to keep this prologue short. The third thing I wanted to get to, see, this is a result of me not being scripted. I did say that the next thing I want to talk about is the reason why I was on a time constraint, and I already mentioned that. It's because, like I said, I'm here at work. I actually spent my entire lunch break making the video you're about to see once I finish. You'll know when it starts. So yeah, I didn't eat today. I didn't eat lunch today, but that's okay. And the reason I mentioned that is because the next thing I want to talk about, it's a little embarrassing. I probably shouldn't even mention this at all because I'm smarter. I know better. I'm not stupid enough to think that nothing's gonna happen if I dare to point out any of my insecurities. And because if you have an insecurity, the last thing you should do is point it out in public, or like point it out on a public platform like YouTube, because that's like an open, pointing out what you're insecure about is letting somebody know what you're sensitive about, and then that's an open invitation for people to leave really nasty comments, which I don't want people to do, but I really want to address this. So without sounding like I'm roasting myself, all I'm gonna say, and this is a little embarrassing, but all I'm gonna say is I didn't expect to want to upload this video to YouTube, so I don't really look my best right now. Also, it's New Year's Eve, and so like I don't want to say I don't have time to go home and you know, change and look nicer for this video and shave a little bit of my neck here or whatever. It's not that I don't have time, it's just that I'm still in the parking lot at work right now, and I have immediate plans for after work. So I just want to get this done right now. So I look exactly the same. I'm dressed, I'm still in my work clothes, and I'm still the way I look today. So I just wanted to say, okay, this is maybe a little too personal, but I have a routine with my hair. I know I don't have a lot of hair left because I am experiencing male pattern baldness, and if you want to roast me for that in the comments, go ahead. I was born already with a big forehead as it is, so losing hair on top of that is why my forehead is as big as it is. If anyone wants to comment on my gigantic forehead, I already know. So anyway, I have a routine with my hair, that's what I was saying. And what I do is I wash my hair one day and then I won't wash it the next day. And I hate the days that I don't wash my hair. I wish I could wash it every day, but in the past, I damaged my hair washing it every day. So now I have this routine where I wash it one day and I don't wash it the next day. And today is one of those days where I didn't wash it. So I don't know why my hair is that type of hair that like I go to bed and then like the next day I wake up and it's freaking greasy, even when I wash my bed sheets like if I were to, I don't wash my bed sheets every night, but I wash them pretty frequently because I don't like sleeping on a dirty bed. And so no matter what I do, my hair ends up greasy every morning when I wake up. And I hate it. I hate it. But it's what I got. It's the hand I was dealt, the one card. It's the hand I was dealt in life, so I gotta deal with it. Unless I'm doing something wrong, and maybe I'll talk to a dermatologist, or maybe somebody can recommend a better routine for me. I don't know. I'm getting way off topic right now. I digress. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not looking my best right now and in this video, and the only reason I'm mentioning that is because I want to look good. If you know, like in the future when I hopefully upload more videos to YouTube, I want to look my best. I don't want to look, oh god, I'm gonna regret saying this, I don't want to look like Lester from GTA 5 because I'm not at my weight goal currently. I put on some pounds all year, and especially now during the holiday season I've been putting on some pounds, but I'm trying my best to, you know, there's a mess in this car, but even though I didn't finish these, I've been drinking a lot more water, and that's a big help with my weight loss goals. But in the meantime, with the amount of weight I have on me, unfortunately, when I look like this, I can't even, whatever, if you want to call me Lester from GTA 5, I don't care, and also this hairline doesn't help with that too. So basically I'm not looking my best in this video. Oh, and also another thing is my face gets red in the video. I hate like when I'm here in my car at lunchtime at work, I don't know why, but I get like, it gets so hot in here in the car, and like I get red. I'm already starting to kind of feel it now, even though it's already like the sun is already kind of going down. So just bear with me is all I'm trying to say here. Bear with me. I'm sorry for my appearance being not the best. I'm not even here saying I look ugly or anything. I'm just saying, like, if I knew that this video was going to end up being what it was, I really want to upload it. I don't want to recreate this video. I really want to upload it. So if I knew that this video was going to end up being a thing I wanted to do, or I was going to do today, maybe I would have prepared a little better to look a little nicer. That's all I'm saying here. I've already made this prologue a little long, but I guess it's part of the video now. So, damn, hold on. Oh, okay. There was one thing I want to mention about the video. In the video, you're gonna notice a cut. There's gonna be a part where it cuts. You'll see. And that isn't because I removed something, even though me saying that sounds suspicious, sounds like I did remove something. Well, no, I didn't. There wasn't really anything to remove there. It's because, like I said, and I keep saying, I was on my lunch break when I recorded that, and I had an alarm on my phone to let me know when I had like a couple minutes left of my break, and the alarm went off, and since I recorded this on my phone, it interrupted the video, and so I had to just pick up from where it left off. That was a little annoying, but whatever. No big deal. I don't even know why I felt the need to clarify that. There are a couple other things I want to clarify in the video. Like I said, I'm completely unscripted, so unfortunately I did look back at the video a little bit with what little time I had here at work, and there are some points where I get so rambly, I ramble so much that I make a point and then it ends up being a half point because like I branch off into other topics and then I get lost in my own sauce, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I think that's basically it. If there's anything else I wanted to cover, I'll add it right now real quick. Hold on. Okay, yes, so to continue, there are a couple other things I wanted to cover. One of them is the fact that the whole reason this video even happened, this video that you're about to see, that I keep referring to, even though it's this same video you're watching right now. Anyway, I digress. The whole reason I recorded this today is because I have a habit. I have this little habit, this little thing I started doing about 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 2015. Yeah, it's gonna be 10 years ago now, as of tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be January 1st, 2025, so that'll be 10 years since I started this. Well, not on January 1st, but 2015 is when I started this habit I have of recording random moments in my life on VHS, specifically on VHS-C, the compact small cassettes. I started doing that in 2015 because I was 16 and I was a total hipster, and I guess I never stopped being a hipster because I still do it to this day. And that's actually, I do want to make a whole video about that, you know, eventually someday, so I'll elaborate more in the future on that. But I love that I have that habit, actually, even though a lot of my old stuff, and even this stuff now, like me recording this on my phone right now, can be viewed as cringe, especially if you're my dad. If you're my dad and you're watching this video, and you're gonna judge me for waving my hands around like Wendy Williams, or leave a comment, then that's fine. You can go ahead and judge me. You can do whatever you want to do. You can call me cringe, because a lot of the videos, a lot of my old stuff that I've recorded is cringe, only because, you know, to me it's kind of like embarrassing. But anyway, if you are my dad and you're watching this video, I do love you. I'm not that I didn't mean to come off as mean or angry, like, oh, if you're my dad. I do love my dad, but my dad does have a habit of judging me a lot, and that is a thing to unpack. It's a thing to talk about for another video. Anyway, moving on. So I've been recording my life for like the past 10 years, and I don't plan on stopping unless VHS-C cassettes become too expensive, which they are kind of hiking up in price, and they just stop existing, blank ones stop existing or stop being so easy to buy. Then that's probably when I'll stop this habit. But instead of calling it a habit, I think I'd rather call it what I've been calling it lately as of this year. I've been calling it my documentary. It's basically like a little documentary on my life. I mean, not like a true documentary, but all the footage of these past 10 years can be put into a documentary about my adolescence, about my young adulthood, about all this. So yeah, I call it my documentary series because I think that's a really cool thing to have at the age of 25. I think that's a cool thing to have at any age, to have period, to have in your life. I think it's kind of cool to have like archival footage of your life. I don't know. I'm not saying that people don't have that. In fact, people probably have that more now than ever before, because we carry these things, these little phones around, we carry these cameras around, and we document our lives more now than ever before, because it's more accessible now than it ever has been in history. But I don't know, something about it being on VHS, or something about using a camcorder, a thing that is a thing and not a phone that is a phone, I don't know if that makes sense, but something about using a camcorder to record and document your life as it happens kind of makes it feel more archival. I don't know how to describe it. It's a really weird and unique thing about myself that I love. I love that about myself. So anyway, reason I bring that up is because when I started recording during my lunch break today, the video that is gonna come after I'm done talking here, the reason I started recording is because I was intending to just record a short, couple minute long video, just kind of expressing how I felt in the moment. And I was feeling really nice in the moment. I was feeling good. In that moment, when I started my lunch break, I was feeling nice. So I wanted to kind of just, it was basically a video diary entry, if you want to call it that. That's what it started out as. I had intended to just make it, you know, something I recorded on my phone that I would probably, knowing me, even though it's in 16:9 aspect ratio, I would probably put it, you know, onto a tape, like connect my computer to my VCR using the HDMI to RCA adapter, blah blah blah. It's a whole thing. I was intending to just add that little segment onto my current tape in my documentary. This was a super convoluted and long way of explaining that, but it's probably not even necessary. I probably don't even need to explain why I decided to record this video today, but I felt the need to explain it. It was something I wanted to talk about because I love talking about my documentary series. I love talking about it. So anyway, there's that. Another thing, my boss just walked out. Another thing I wanted to say is, just for context, I'm in my car again, and in case I didn't make it extra clear, I'm not under a huge time constraint right now. The only time constraint I have right now is me going to the store. I want to go to the store to buy stuff for Thanksgiving, wow, for New Year's, sorry, for New Year's Eve, for tonight. But that can happen anytime, but I do have people waiting on me, so I don't want to take too long. Where was I going with that? Okay, basically, since I had the time constraint, right, you know, during my lunch break, I didn't get to complete every point I wanted to make, and I know I just finished saying that, but I wanted to clarify, I wanted to really clarify that the whole reason I brought up this very sensitive situation, this unfortunate thing that happened to me at the beginning of this year, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. The whole reason I even brought that up is because I just wanted to give one example. And by the way, you're only gonna get a Spark Notes really watered down version of a very long and complicated, annoying, traumatizing thing that happened to me this year. You're gonna see it soon, don't worry. I wanted to emphasize the fact that I only mentioned this event, this lore, this canon event part of my life. I only brought it up because I wanted to emphasize how hard this year has been for me. 2024 has been a very rough year for me. Very rough. It's been rough. It's been really rough. And so the point of what I was trying to say today, and you'll see the whole way through, you're gonna see the whole point of everything is that even though I elaborated a lot on that specific event because I took the opportunity to vent about it publicly online, even though I had to go through that, I just wanted to make a point about how I can look back on this year as really bad as it was and feel as good as I feel right now in this moment, or in the moment during my lunch break when I felt like I wanted to record, when I felt like life felt good, and I like feeling like life feels good, and I felt like recording that, and I wanted to record that. So I just really wanted to be extra clear about that, because I don't want anyone to think that I just decided to bring that up because I want to whine about it, or I want to play the victim, or I want to be, even though objectively I am the victim in that situation, and every single person I talk to about it who knows all the details about it except the person who did it to me can agree with that. But regardless, I still, even if I am the victim in a situation, I still try my best not to fall into, you know, oh poor me, oh whatever, you know, self-pity, self-victimization loops, because none of that gets you anywhere in life, really. It does the opposite. It keeps you more than stagnant. It makes you backtread, whatever the word I'm looking for right now is. So I just really wanted to clarify that. That's the only reason I talk about that situation. You're gonna hear me talk about it soon as I'm done yapping here. There was another thing I wanted to clarify, but I guess for the sake of brevity, that's kind of it, I guess. So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and let the video play now. I'm probably missing something right now. In this, I'm gonna call this the prologue. In this prologue, this long, I don't know how many minute long prologue, I'm probably missing something that I really wanted to cover. So, in case I think of it later, because I don't want to stay here in my car forever, if I think about it later, which I probably will, I'm gonna put it in the description. Whatever I forgot to say here, I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. Please check out the description of the video. And yeah, thanks for putting up with my rambling and my unscriptedness. Like I said before, hopefully I will not be so unscripted and rambly in the future, because I'm aware of that, and it's not a thing I want to do, but I want to respect the video diary nature of this video and how it ended up being, like I keep saying. So yeah, thank you for listening this far. If you're still here, if you listen through the whole thing without putting the speed at double and without skipping ahead, then you're a real one. You're a real one, and thank you very much for that. So yeah, with that being said, without further ado, here is the video. Enjoy, and Happy New Year. Even though I say it in the video, I want to say it again. So, enjoy. Hello. So I'm sitting in my car right now, eating some little fruit gummies from work, from the vending machine at work. Ah, my tongue is blue. I'm having that, and excuse the mess. That and some water. I don't know why I'm recording this right now. Probably because today is New Year's Eve. It's the last day of 2024, and I'm feeling good right now. Feeling good looking back at how this year has gone. And I don't know, I'm listening to this song right now. This is If by 13 and God. It's one of my favorite songs. I mean, I have a lot of favorite songs, so that's not really saying much, but it's one of my favorite songs by them. And I'd say pretty much every song in this album, 13 and God, is my favorite. But I don't know, I'm just having a nice moment right now. I'm enjoying the sunlight. I don't know if it's gonna look as good as it does to me on this front-facing camera from my phone. Let me see. It's a nice day out. I'm laying down. I have my seat reclined here in my car, so I'm laying down, and I don't know, I'm just chilling. This is my lunch break at work, so and I've never brought my camcorder. I usually record these kinds of videos on my camcorder, but I have that at home right now. Hold on, let me turn this music down. Sorry about that. My camcorder's at home, and I just felt like recording this right now. I have like damn it. I have a lot of hope for next year, a lot of like happy feelings, ambitions, things that my same ambitions I've had forever since high school, that I still have now, things that I wasn't able to accomplish for XYZ, whatever reason, for all these years. I'm ready to make more attempts to keep tackling those things, and hopefully put some quality work out there in the ether, in the world. And I don't know, I'm excited about that. I've been writing some more. I wrote 3 pages worth of Amenthus 5 a couple nights ago, and that felt really good. So, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. Even though I'm at work right now, I feel good. Work sucks. I don't hate my job. I don't hate this job, but work in general, having to work, you know, it's not the goal. It's not what I want to do with my life. It's just what I have to do. So I'm doing it, and making my money, paying my credit card, paying off my bills, you know, paying everything I need to pay, saving money. I'm trying to do. I haven't been good at it lately because it's been the holiday season and all kinds of other crap too. But my goal is to save $100 a week. I don't think that's unreasonable. Going forward, and just see where that takes me. Maybe one week I'll save 200. I don't know. It depends how much money I have. But going forward, I want to save a lot of money. Keep paying off my credit card. I'm doing really good with my credit card. Well, I'm doing really good compared to the start of this year. I'm not in like the best spot. I'm still poor, you know, in my FICO credit score is still poor. It's like yellow, but better than red, which I did get to this year. I've never been red before on my credit score, but I got to that point this year, and I got out of it this year, so that makes me feel good. And I don't know, just a lot of things I want to do. I want to write more music. I want to release an album of just my phone recordings. I know I already have an album released of like old demos, but all of those in that album are things that I recorded on my computer. And I have a lot of music, a crazy amount of music that's just audio recordings from voice memos app on my phone. And they're good, even though it's like, you know, crappy little audio recording quality. I'm really tempted to just release it as is, with the just as is, just release it just so it can be out there. I have stuff from like 7 years worth of stuff that is good and unique, and I want to put it out there. I want to do like a little intro. I want to record myself introducing the album. I don't know, I have like a lot of ideas, a lot of things I want to do, a lot of stuff to look forward to. So I'm not happy that this year played out the way it did, but I'm not going to pretend I haven't learned a lot. In fact, learning is all I've done all year, a lot of it. And so I get depressed and I get, you know, frustrated with myself because I get all like, I feel like I wasted so much time. I've wasted years doing XYZ instead of creating, instead of writing music, writing my stories, doing the things that fulfill me. I keep feeling like I've wasted a lot of time. But ironically, all that time I've spent not creating, I've spent learning hard lessons in life that I'm glad I learned now when I'm young, as opposed to 20 years from now. And so that's how I'm choosing to look at it. I'm choosing to be grateful that I've learned as much as I have learned. I accept that there is still a lot left to learn in general in life. I'm still very young, and I'm grateful for that. I'm glad I'm still young. And so I hope to utilize my time wisely going forward with whatever obstacles may come my way, because they just keep coming. And I've kept using those obstacles as excuses not to create for this long, but I think I've been thrown so many obstacles to the point now where I'm just like, obstacles are just a part of life, and I can just adapt to them and just continue on creating and doing what I love regardless. I think I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Why not? If you're watching this on YouTube, then there you go. I don't usually do stuff like this, so this feels good. But yeah. So now that I know I'm putting this on YouTube, I'm trying to think of what I want to say now. I didn't plan this. Like I said, I'm on my lunch break here, listening to 13 and God. I freaking love this band. If you're watching this on YouTube, go listen to 13 and God. I've been a huge fan of them for years, since I was in high school. I think I know what I want to say now. What I want to say is I'm learning to forgive myself for the time that I needed to learn. I'm forgiving myself for taking the time to literally process and heal, because I've been seeing a therapist since 2022, and there's a lot of stigma around therapy. There's a lot of like, whoa, if you're seeing a therapist, there must be something wrong with you or whatever. But I think that's stupid. I think a lot of people, I also used to be one of those people who was like, therapy's a scam. What are you gonna do, pay a lot of money just to talk to somebody? That's a waste of time, that's a total scam. It doesn't work. I used to be like that. I used to be one of those people. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that the things I've learned in therapy I could have only learned in therapy, but it has really helped me a lot. And sorry, let me turn this music down. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me forgive myself. It's helped me stop being afraid. I have a lot of anxiety issues, and that's like a lot. That's actually one of the big reasons why, oh my god, I keep dropping my freaking, excuse me, I keep dropping my gummies. I have a lot of anxiety that's been preventing me from uploading videos to YouTube, making videos for YouTube. I want to make so many videos for YouTube. I've had literally years worth of ideas that I want to just put out there in the world. And now there's all this AI stuff, and I've been wanting to address this too. I guess I'll take this opportunity to address it now, completely unprompted. I want to talk about AI real quick. I'm not stupid enough to believe that what we call AI in 2024 is artificial intelligence. I've watched enough YouTube videos and I've seen enough people online talk about this subject, so I'm not gonna like repeat everything I've heard, but basically I know what a language, see, I'm gonna screw it up because I don't have a script or anything, I'm just yapping here, but language models, basically. I know that that's what it is, a generative language model or whatever. I know that that's what AI is, so I'm gonna call it AI because that's what we call it now, but I just want to put that out there before I continue talking, just to preface that's what I'm talking about. I know that generative AI is a big topic right now. One that my fellow creators, creative people like me, are struggling to cope with its existence and fearful of how it'll impact the creative environment going forward. And honestly, I'm not going to pretend I know where this is going. I'm not going to pretend I know how things are going to end up, because I don't. And what I really wanted to address is the fact that I am guilty of using AI stuff, and I'm not going to defend it. I'm not going to defend my use of generative AI any further than using it as a novelty. I might get some hate for what I'm about to say, but there's a video on my channel that's a little divisive, and I knew it was divisive before I even uploaded it. It's an 8th Doctor, Doctor Who, 8th Doctor. In the title I put fan-made semicolon AI. The reason there's a semicolon instead of a slash is because I don't equate fan-made with AI. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's been deleted, but one of the first comments I got on that video was somebody saying something along the lines of calling something fan-made or calling something AI fan-made is like a slap in the face. And I replied to them saying it was a stupid back and forth, but you know, this is probably better saved for a more in-depth video, and I may actually do that later in the future. I do want to yap some more about this. But regardless, just so for the sake of this video not being too long, I just want to say, I don't intend on uploading any more AI generated content. I don't want to generate any more AI anything. I'm gonna be honest, I'm guilty of being curious. That's why that whole 8th Doctor thing even came to be in the first place. Same with, in 2022, I uploaded an AI generated a portion of Close to the Edge, one of my favorite songs and albums by the band Yes. If you haven't listened to Yes and you like Todd Rundgren or all the kind of music I like, Alan Parsons Project, Electric Light Orchestra, I can go on and on. If you haven't listened to Yes, all of their discography, don't talk to me. I'm playing. But anyway, in 2022, I uploaded on this YouTube channel a stupid little video I cobbled together of me AI generating whatever comes out of Wombo Dream, which was the app I used back then, the lyrics of a portion of Close to the Edge. And that video is still up. I'm not going to take it down, at least not yet at the time of me recording this. That video is still up, and the Eighth Doctor video is now up. Both of those instances are me just saying, fuck it, why not? I mean, let me just try this. And before you leave an angry comment, please understand, I'm very aware of all the things wrong with AI, or what we call AI. I'm very aware of the environmental implications. I'm not trying to defend my use of it as like, well, shut up about it. No, by all means, please go ahead and lecture me in the comments about how wrong I was for using AI. And as a creative person myself, as somebody who writes stories, who writes music, as somebody who wants to break out of the having to work 9 to 5 cycle myself, as somebody who wants to follow his dreams, as somebody who I don't want to get too into it, but basically, you're preaching to the choir if you're going to tell me about how bad AI is for creators, because I am one myself. And so I'm conflicted because the Eighth Doctor AI video that I did, I did it gritting my teeth the entire time. I should have never indulged in checking out that website. I think it's called Vidu. I should have never indulged in, let me see if this really is as good as it is. Because I ended up being so pleased with the first result that I ended up generating more. And if you haven't seen the video, it's basically comprised of me AI generating interpretations of different scenes from the first couple Eighth Doctor audio dramas. Because I got into the Eighth Doctor audio dramas this year. I've been a fan of the Eighth Doctor for a couple of years now, and only now is when I get into the audio dramas, and I'm reading the books. But I digress, I'm sorry, I have a bad habit of rambling. I just wanted to see, it was just curiosity, it was like the novelty of it, like how cool. And so the reason the title of that video is fan-made AI is because it's AI generated, and YouTube gives you an option to mark if certain content is AI generated or, whatever, artificially generated content. So I made sure to put that mark on there because I don't want to, give the wrong impression here. And also just by looking at it, you could tell it's AI. But regardless, the reason I put fan-made in there is just because the only fan-made part of this is the fact that it's a fan-made trailer. I don't know what else to call it. I guess a trailer is what fits that best. It's just a random collection of random scenes and stupid crap with some music in the background. And I put like Paul McGann and Doctor Who. The only when I say fan-made, I'm just referring to the work, if you want to call it that, the work I did in putting the video together. I'm not saying that the AI generated stuff is fan-made. It's AI generated. The reason it's fan-made AI is because of that. Is because a fan, me, made this video by putting it together. I made the video. I didn't make does that make sense? That's the way I tried to reason it away with that one person that commented, who now deleted their comment. So if you're that person, I'm not going to say their name or their username. I don't want anybody to go after them. But if you're that person who left that comment, please understand I didn't mean to come off as a total a-hole to you. I don't know if I want to curse in this video, but please understand I didn't mean to come off as mean as I did, because I defended myself, because that person, I interpreted what they were saying as a little preachy, a little needlessly, I don't want to sound like, whatever. I just felt like they were kind of hounding on me a little too harsh over something that I knew I didn't want to do, but it was like, there's another comment on that video that just sums up the way I feel about it so perfectly. Somebody left a comment, I think it's like the top comment on that video. Somebody left a comment saying, my brain tells me I should hate this, but I love it because it's 8th Doctor content. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. That is exactly how I feel about it. I should hate this. I hate this, and I should have never made it, but I made it, and it's out there, and I'm not gonna delete it because I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna like turn around and like, I'm not gonna turn around and say, oh yeah, you know, AI is so bad, it's so bad for creativity. As a creator myself, I'm not gonna, no, I'm not, it's done. I did it. I uploaded the video, and I'm just gonna, you know, be accountable. I'm gonna hold myself accountable for what I did. I did that, and I don't plan on doing it anymore. I really don't. So this video ended up turning into a little bit of a rant session here, as all my videos tend to become whenever I do this kind of recording thing where I just talk in front of the camera. But I'm glad I got that off my chest, and you know what? I'm glad I did that before this year ended, because good Lord, if any of you knew the year I've been through, just to tease a little bit, I'm just gonna tease you with a little bit, a tiny bit of the mountain of shit I've been through. Oh, I ended up cursing. Sorry if there's anyone here who doesn't appreciate cursing. The mountain of crap I had to go through this year. I don't want to sound like I'm self-pitying or self-victimizing, but I also can't escape the reality that this happened to me. You know what I mean? So there's no way to like go about this, you know, sounding like whatever. I was at the start of this year, 2024, I was living in a home. I made a video about this actually before on my other channel, but I privated it. I was living in a family member's home. The family member that was living in that house passed away. That house was the first house I had ever been in ever in my life. My mom brought me home from the hospital when she had me to that house. I spent like the first 3 years of my life in that house. That house is like the house of my childhood. And we moved out of that house when I was like 3 or 4 because my great-grandparents, it had always belonged to my great-grandparents who were living in California when I was born. Then when they retired, they moved to that house. Now I'm just giving you my whole life story. I'm sorry. I'll try to make it quick. Basically, that house was like deeply rooted in nostalgia, in like the most earliest memories of my life, and also throughout my childhood. We had always spent every Christmas there because it was my great-grandparents' house and they lived there. And I was blessed to know my great-grandparents all the way up until my junior going into senior year of high school in 2017 when they passed away. So I'm grateful to have ever even met my great-grandparents, and it was their house. But their son, my great-uncle, was living in that house until he unfortunately, sadly passed away in June of 2023. And then in July of 2023, I moved into that house. I'm not gonna get too into specifics about it. But that house was owned by other family members, who I'm not gonna, you know, defame here that house was owned by other family members. One of those other family members who dual owned that house asked me if I wanted to move in that house, and I initially did say no, even though that person to this day will deny that, but I have a witness. Oh, it's a lot, I'm sorry. I initially said no, but that family member made it a really enticing offer, telling me that the house was paid off, which it was, by my great-grandparents. The house had been paid off for years, so I would only need to pay for the utilities, and I wouldn't need to pay for the taxes on the house that year, 2023, because I moved in July of 2023, and the taxes, as I understood it, unless I'm wrong, the taxes apply to 2022, and I wasn't living there in 2022, so I don't need to pay the taxes there. It's complicated. Okay, yeah, so I'm running out of time on my lunch break. Basically, all I'm gonna say is, at the end of 2023, at the beginning of 2024, some back and forth happened, and I was told to move out of that house by April, and I ended up moving out of that house in February. It was not pretty. It was not a fun thing to do, and I'm not gonna sit here and blame everything on the family members who sold the house, because, as they have stated abundantly, it was their right to sell the house. It was their house, and they had every right to sell it. That's fine. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad because and I'm probably gonna talk in more detail about this later. I'm mad because I was promised that that wouldn't happen. I was promised that if one of the two family members, okay, the one family member that wanted me to move into that house promised me that if the other family member decided to sell that house, that they would protect me and, you know, let me keep living in the house, because they wanted to keep the house in the family. That's what they said. And so when the other family member eventually, inevitably, wanted to sell the house, the family member who promised me they would help me keep the house started to bark at me and bitch at me for asking them, hey, so are you gonna help me keep this? And they couldn't, and they, for a lot of reasons. There's a lot to this story. I'm not gonna try to misrepresent what happened. And it was, at this point, it's already the end of, it's literally the last day of 2024, and all of this happened between January and February of this year. So I've had the whole year to process my thoughts on this. So I don't want to seem obsessed with it, because that's what that one family, if that one family member happens to be watching this video right now, I know that you're gonna say I'm obsessed with this topic. I'm upset. I lost my home. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm cursing, but like, how are you gonna expect me not to, well, like, whatever, that family member unfortunately subscribes to very, 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 very toxic, antiquated mentalities and mindsets. They're a very, I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible here, because this is public. This is on YouTube. Anyone can watch this. And furthermore, anyone can watch this and make judgments on my character. So all I'm going to say is, this is what I meant by, like, there's no way I can talk about this without sounding like I'm whining, without sounding like I'm self-victimizing and, you know, blaming others. I don't mean to do all that. I promise I'm trying my best to be as neutral about this as possible, but at the same time, I am the human who had to deal with this. Furthermore, I don't even want to get, there's a whole aspect of this missing, which is the fact that my best friend in the whole world, who's like a brother to me, was living with me in that house. He was my roommate, and he was giving me money to live there, and now his whole life is upside down, because I don't want to get into it. There's a lot about it, and it was a lot to go through, and it really sucked. But you know what? I feel much stronger coming out of this situation. I feel like I can handle a lot in life right now, and I'm still gonna take my time to heal. I'm still gonna talk to my therapist. I'm still gonna go through whatever I have to go through. And so, you know what? This is kind of a nice way to bring it back around. Just bring it back on topic to what I was saying at the beginning of this video, which is, I'm grateful for the amount of time I've spent learning instead of creating. Well, I say creating, but I really mean creating. I have all my stories. There's one of 3 books I've been like trying to finish since 2018, and I haven't, because I keep rewriting it, but I digress. Basically, there's been a lot going on, and there's been a lot I want to share with the world, and I'm not, I'm aware that whenever you upload something to YouTube, it's shared with the whole world, and that's a big deal still to me. It's YouTube, broadcast yourself. I grew up, when I was a kid, YouTube came out when I was 6 in 2005. So I grew up with YouTube. I watched YouTube grow with me. And so I have a lot of respect for YouTube, which is sad to say because of how much things about YouTube are so aggravating. But again, I don't want to ramble too much here. I'm so sorry. But I think I'm going to leave it at that. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot I want to elaborate on. I can go on and on for hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. But basically, to sum everything up, even if I missed some details, I did skip over a lot when I was talking about the house situation. But that's just one thing. I moved twice this year, and a lot happened this year, guys. I'm so sorry. But basically, even though that all hurt and sucked, and I'll have to process that for years to come, I'm glad to still be here. I'm glad that I want to still be here. I'm glad that I'm not afraid anymore to put a video up like this on YouTube. And I'm glad that I'm trying to be respectful to people who have hurt me a lot, because at the end of the day, they're my family and I still love them. And that's just a complicated relationship I'm gonna have to sort through and figure out going forward. I'm grateful that the people who've hurt me, the family members who've hurt me, I'm grateful that they're still alive and they're still in my life. Even though I've kept my distance from them in the meantime while I heal, because I need to heal, I still love them and they're still a part of me. So it's complicated, it's a lot. But I'm gonna leave it at that. And this video turned into something else than I expected it to be, but I'm okay with that. And my lunch break is over, so I need to go back to work now. All right, well, Happy New Year. If you're watching this on the day that I upload it, Happy New Year's Eve to you and your family. And I hope to be seeing you soon. I hope I actually get around to making the videos I want to make and uploading the things I want to upload on this channel. And I'm excited for the future, even though I'm in a really hard spot in life right now. I'm excited. So yeah, have a good day.